How you doing, Jim?
There you are. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing good. Thank
I'm
you.
messing with I just picked up a Cam Link, a video capture card for my camera to try to improve my my video cameras as a webcam.
Okay.
But it's going to take some messing around with to get to work. Stand by. I got to make some adjustments here. I'll be right back. Yeah, so I'm playing around with the this thing because eventually I'd like to be able to do get a better camera, and if I ever want to do anything video wise, like live or anything like that, nice to have a higher quality than what I got going on now.
Yeah, the cameras and the computers, they're not great. I mean, it's decent, but it could be better.
Well, as you can kind of see, like if you look at mine compared to yours, like yours looks pretty damn crisp to me. I look all very grainy, and it could be the environment, the lights, but I don't think it is. I think my camera's crappy. So, but either way, I have a 1080p high def camera here. That's great with the one I'm bringing down Thursday, and I'm also messing with that because I've also got mic external audio for that as well. So when I record you guys, hopefully I'll be able. I have lapel microphones, so that this way I
Okay.
can capture the audio better. Um, Again, I gotta practice with it. So refresh my memory. You and Jimmy had both requested I print out the scripts for you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I will go ahead and do that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I got a lot going on. Like today, I'm building a video for Nursery Landscape Association, just as an ad for us. I've got to build one for Dig Safely New York. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
You got to sell equipment.
No doubt.
So I don't know. All long run, it's going to be important though for us to be able to get up to speed with this kind of stuff because it's wave the future.
Yes, it is.
You got a full class today, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, well, 95 registered, so should be pretty good.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm going to make you a co-host so that this way you can share your screen. And what I'll do, like I've done in the past, is just do a quick introduction, housekeeping, and
Okay.
we'll go from there.
All right.
Put that in the chat.
So what do you see, Jim? Do you see the
See presenter
presentation?
view.
Okay. Yeah, change that.
If you go to slide 1 on begin slideshow on that one now, you should be good.
All right, how are we looking now?
Still on the presenter's view. So if you go up there to the middle one there, display settings, middle option up kind of upper left.
Okay.
Not that one. The middle one, display settings. Hit that.
Okay, display settings.
Is it not working?
No.
Go to the arrow of display settings. Okay, so you see the word display settings and an arrow pointing down.
Not seeing it.
Your mouse is right on it. The show taskbar you were on there, right next to it, display settings. And there's a little triangle arrow. Do you not see that? What are you looking at? Jeremy, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What are you looking at right now?
So I see mute, stop video, security, participants, new share.
No, go to at the bottom of your screen.
Okay.
Hit the zoom button. Okay, right now the screen you're on, you see black or unblack block slideshow. That's what you're looking at. Are you looking at the presenter view?
Yes.
Okay, go to the top of that screen with your mouse. You see display settings up top. Show taskbar display. You're on it right now. It says configure the settings for your displays.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so the arrow there to the right of it,
No.
click that. Jeremy, did you click that?
I did.
It's just not doing anything?
Nope.
End slide. Go to the next one. End slideshow. There. That. Now it's working. Swap presenter view for slideshow. There you go.
All right. Now we're cooking with fire.
Did that not work before?
No, it didn't.
Huh. Okay. Well, it looks like we're up and running now. So
Good deal.
all right, I gotta. How do I? Here. That's what I want. Okay. All right.
Here you go. That didn't sound good. Did you hear that? I did.
Yeah. My daughter either fell off the couch or she threw something. Yeah. The joys of working at home.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Alrighty, folks. We're gonna start in about 3 minutes or so. We're gonna give people a couple minutes to hop in here. I see some other people are starting to come into the class. So check your chat feature there. Some notes will be coming up there as far as keeping yourself muted. during the presentation, and also asking questions. You can raise your hand, which is an option at the bottom of the chat feature there. Also, some have said that it's in the reactions portion on some of their versions. I haven't seen it there, but some people have said it's there. Or you can just type a question into the chat. So again, please just keep yourself muted for the duration. If you have questions, raise your hand and then I'll call on you. Paul came in. To Paul. All right, folks, I got about 10 o'clock. We'll give it just another minute here, but I will go through a little bit of housekeeping. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jim Flint. I am the upstate New York representative for Eastcom Associates. We are a distributor of underground utility protection solutions here in the Northeast. A lot of you are familiar with us, customers of us, and we appreciate your patronage, and we appreciate the relationships that we've developed over the years. Been around since 1972, so we really appreciate that, and we're happy to be able to host this series of educational events for you in underground utility protection and a variety of things, because we got a great wealth of knowledge within our office, and we're very proud of that. Just a little bit of housekeeping here. If you have a question throughout this presentation, go ahead and just raise your hand, and that option is at the bottom right of your screen where the chat function is. There should be a button at the bottom that says raise your hand. If you do that, I'll see that and I'll be able to then call on you, and then you can unmute yourself and then ask your question so we don't skip over anything on you. But please leave yourself muted for the duration of the class when you're not speaking, as courtesy to the other attendees. You can also ask questions by just typing it into the chat right there. I'll be seeing those as well, and then I'll ask those questions to Jeremy, who is going to be doing our talk today. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Jeremy Somerville.
Great, thank you, Jim. So today we're going to be talking about the metal detection essentials. So there are a couple of different technologies that are available for metal detection. And I want to talk about a couple of those. And there are two main technologies. There is the ferrous metal technology, and then there's also the metal detection, which we refer to as the recreational grade. So if you see on the right-hand side here, there is a recreational grade metal detector. It will detect any type of metal, whether it be brass or you could have any kind of metal that it will detect. On the left-hand side, you see there is a ferrous metal detector. It only detects ferrous metal. So whether it be galvanized or brass, you can't find brass with the one on the left. So there are a couple of different factors that determine what you can find. So when you have a ferrous metal detector, um, it, it really is determined by the size of the target, the calibration of the sensors, the type of sensors. So you have to determine what it is you're trying to find. Okay, so with our recreational grade metal detector, there is a send and a receive. So when you send the signal into the ground, you can really only go about 3 to 4 feet into the ground with these types of metal detectors. Okay, so with a ferrous metal detector, it is picking up on the signal that is produced by the target. So the bigger the target, the better you're going to be able to find it. So if you look at the screen here, there is a negative field and a positive field. And what you're trying to figure out is, can I find this? Well, if your target is laying on its side, you can figure out whether, okay, is it straight up and down or is it laying on its side? Okay, so magnetic fields. You have the Earth. The Earth produces a magnetic field. So when you look at the Earth, it has a negative and a positive polarity. So if you were to tilt that on its side, you would be able to figure out, okay, there's a negative and a positive. If it were straight up and down, you would only be able to pick up on one of those polarities. Okay, so in this slide, you see one of our ferrous metal detectors. It is either straight up and down or it's on its side. One thing you want to do when you are looking for a ferrous metal target, you want to keep the receiver straight up and down. So on the left-hand slide, you can see it is straight up and down. That's the best way to look for your target. On the right-hand slide, you can see that is the incorrect way to do it. You do not want to keep the receiver on its side. You want to keep it straight up and down. Okay, so when you're looking for a target, there are 3 different ways that this can happen. Okay, so I've had people tell me in the past, yes, I can use a ferrous metal detector to find a pipe. Yes, you can do that, but you have to keep this in mind. When you have a pipe will have negative on one side, positive on the other. When you get to a joint between 2 pipes, you can end up with a couple of different things. So you have positive on one side, negative on the other, and when the pipes come together, you can end up with a couple of different things. You can have positive on one side, negative on the other, or you could have 2 positives butting up against each other. So you have to be really careful when you do it this way. So when you look at the slides, you can see there's a negative and a positive. So when you have two pipes that come up against each other, you can have negative and positive, or you can have positive, positive, negative, negative. So it's not recommended that you use this technology to find pipes. Okay, so here's an example. This is the Maggie. This is from Schonstedt. It is the most sensitive ferrous metal locator that you can buy, literally. So if you see on the screen, on the left-hand side, you have a negative response. On the right-hand side, you have a positive response. And in the middle, it's neutral. Okay, so here's an example of a pipe. So on the pipe, on the left-hand side, it's negative. On the right-hand side, it's negative. But right in the middle, you get a null. So what that means is you have a negative on one side, positive on the other, and in the middle, it's neutral. So you can determine where that particular section of pipe is. Because if you look for the middle section, it will always be neutral. Okay, so when you come up against a fire hydrant valve, they are very difficult to figure out because the valve is really close to the fire hydrant. So what you can do to determine where that valve is, what you do is you lay the receiver on its side and you move it in. So as you move it closer to the fire hydrant, you will get either a positive or a negative response. When you move it closer to the fire hydrant, it will switch. So what you want to pay attention to is where that polarity switches. When that switches, you move it back, and now you'll be able to find your valve. So lay the receiver on its side, move it closer to the fire hydrant. When you hit the valve, it'll be one polarity. When you get closer to the fire hydrant, it will switch. So keep that in mind. It is very handy. Okay, manhole covers. These things are a nightmare. If you've ever located a manhole, you would know that this is very, very tricky because the way that the manhole is designed, that will determine whether it's positive or negative. Now, when you locate a manhole, you want to move the receiver close to the manhole. And on one side, it will be positive. On the other side, it will be negative. If you were to flip that manhole over, then you would get a different polarity. So on the opposite side, so when you move in to locate a manhole, you want to go in and you want to move the receiver back and forth. And when you get a positive, that's one half of the manhole. When you get a negative, it's the other half. So these can be a little bit tricky to locate. So all you want to do is move the receiver back and forth, and you want to find a half moon shape. So you won't be able to find the whole circumference of that manhole. You only want to find half of it. Okay, so here are a couple examples. These are the Schonstedt ferrous metal locators. You see the Maggie, the Spot, the GA52, the GA72, and the GA92. So one thing you want to keep in mind, the longer the receiver, the more sensitive it will be. So with the Maggie, the Spot, the GA52 are the most sensitive. Okay, so with the Maggie, you can find a target. I've been able to find a target as deep as about 6 feet. So it is really, really sensitive, and you can find a lot of targets with that. The GA72, not as sensitive, but keep this in mind. You have to figure out whether it's sensitivity or durability. Okay, so here's another example. This is called the Magna Wand. The Magna Wand is a very sensitive receiver. It's very durable, so it's another option that you have available to you. There are two functions on the Magna Wand. So you can put it at a 1, and the function of the 1 is, okay, I have a ferrous target, it's going to light up green. If you have a target that's laying on its side, then you can put it on the 2 function, and it will tell you whether your target is straight up and down or if it's laying on its side. Okay, there's some other options called CST Burger. So we offer these as well. Great option. They're fairly cheap. It's a good option for locating your ferrous metal targets. Okay, there's our Schonstedt options. There's the CST and Magna Wand. And also we offer, so these are pipe and cable locators. So we offer these options as well. You can find any kind of pipes, any kind of cables. So we offer many different options for these. Okay, ball markers. So if you're looking for ball markers, we can find 3M ball markers. I get this question asked a lot. So can you find 3M ball markers? Yes, we can. We also offer ball markers as well. There's also pin markers where you can pick the pin and you can put it into the ground. You don't have to dig. Okay, so if you're looking for a plastic pipe, no tracer wire, we also offer options for that. On the top left-hand corner, you can see the Jameson duct routers. You can put a signal into a plastic pipe and be able to locate it. We also offer inspection cameras. So if you're looking for a pipe, you want to inspect it, we offer either a push camera or we have a mechanical system where you can drive it down through the pipe. Okay, ground penetrating radar is probably the best technology to locate plastic pipe without tracer wire. I don't know if any of you have used this before, but it's a great technology. I've been able to find, I have a line in my front yard. It's about 3 feet deep. It's 1.5 inches. I've been able to find it with ground penetrating radar. So keep that in mind. It is a great technology to locate those. We also have the air spade. The air spade is a air force tool where you can break up the soil, and then with the air vac, you can suck up that soil. So it's a great technology. You don't have to use water. You don't have to call out to a company, come out to use that water technology. Messy, and it can be quite a pain. So you can use air to locate your utilities. Okay, we also have remote detection devices. So any of you that are using gas, you can put these remote technologies on your utilities, and then you can go back and find them. So yeah, pretty quick. Not too much going on here. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I can answer those. You can either send it in email, or you can let Jim know, and we will get that out to you. Thank you.
Jeremy, I have a question. Going back, if you can go back on your slides there, because
Sure.
I've always get confused by this. So if I'm trying to locate a manhole, let's say, and it gets tilted on its side, can I take my metal detector and should I come at it like at an angle, like at the side, to try to see like if like the polarity is somehow off, or like is that a good technique?
Yeah, so you always want to have the receiver on its side. So when you come into a target, you want to have the receiver on its side so that you can figure out where that target is.
Right. So like completely on its side or at that 45-degree pitch. If you go back to that one slide there, you were saying like straight up and down and at the 45-degree angle. Yeah, so something like that in a congested area. So that's what I'm trying to do on the side, is just make sure that I'm not hitting both targets. I'm only hitting one target by taking my sensors out of the equation for the other one. Okay, I see what you're saying. And usually every time I've tried to do it, it was kind of a city environment. So I guess that makes sense. So that's where, if I'm just in an area of congestion, I want to be able to, I can put that on the side.
Yeah.
But that's it. All those metal detectors, they have two sensors, right? One at the top, one kind of in the middle, and that's how it determines polarity.
Yeah, so there are two sensors in each of these receivers. The sensor at the top nullifies Earth's magnetic field. The sensor at the bottom picks up the magnetic field of your target.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
when you lay it on its side, it takes the Earth's magnetic field out of the equation.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was just always something I always get kind of confused on. So anybody else have any questions? I know it's pretty short and sweet with metal detectors, but hopefully we picked up a few tricks. Anything anybody's run into where they have some confusion? Remember, you can type your questions into the chat, or you can just raise your hand or unmute yourself. I think Bob Burnett is raising his hand physically. Bob, go ahead and unmute yourself and go ahead and ask your question.
Great. First of all, I want to thank you, Jim. I attend many of these. They're great sessions. My question is this. There are a couple of slides in this presentation, good presentation. Are they available online?
Yes, this video, we are actually going to be, we record these videos, so they're going to go up on our YouTube channel. So this way, if you need to ever reference back to it, it'll be the video, you'll be able to watch the whole thing.
I'm interested in the handout.
We don't typically share the presentation itself. But if you're looking for us to do it for, say, like a presentation for like your cruise or anything like that, we can do something like that. You know, and you know, Bob, you know, email me afterward. Maybe I can put it in a PDF format for you.
Thank you.
Yep. Charlie and Nancy is in the chat here, had a question. How do we locate underground conduit and wire with the RD7000? Go ahead, Jeremy.
Okay, so you're looking for a conduit with the 7000. What you want to do is put a signal into the utility, and then you can trace it out with the 7000. Now, there are a couple of different ways you can do this. What I would say, email me afterwards. I will put up my contact information. Email me, and I will show you the best way to locate that.
Okay. Yeah, the 7000 is a traditional locator, so you need a conductive line, and you'll apply it with the transmitter. Okay. Any other questions, folks? Okay. If there's no other questions, you got Jeremy's information up there. Please get a hold of us anytime for any needs that you have or any questions that you have on underground utilities. Again, this is we're doing a series of these classes. Thursday, we're doing a class on water leak detection. So if you are interested in that class, just go ahead and check our website and go to the events page, and there's information on that if you didn't get the email for that already. So that still has some spots available in it. That should be a good class as well for leak detection, some best practices there. Regardless of what equipment you use, you'll find some good information out of that, just like this one. So again, want to thank everybody. Nice short and sweet little class refresher. And we look forward to seeing you at the next class. And again, we're always here for you.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Steve.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Jeremy, just give me a couple minutes. We'll make sure we
No
get
problem.
this one squared away. Yeah, every time I do a demonstration with a metal detector, I'm always trying to do that, put it on its side and go around where I get an initial target to see if I've got any congestion, to see like kind of the shape of the field. You know what I mean? Because if like there's more than one valve right there, like I want to make sure, hey, wait a minute, this is kind of a oblong magnetic field. And with manholes and grate covers too, Jeremy, it's not always that way, right? One positive, one negative. I mean, if it's tilted on its side, who knows where that field is?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be very, very careful.
But as long as they find it, right?
That's it.
Yeah, as long as they find it.
All right. Any other questions?
I think we're good. We had a lot of thank yous in here.
All right. So I guess if we don't have any other questions, then all right. I'll put my contact
I'm cleaning
information
out the
up there.
class right now, Jeremy. I think some people might not necessarily be sitting right at their desk or whatever the case may be. Hold on just one second. Okay, it's you and me.
All right.
Yeah, that was all right. Yeah, short and sweet. So that'll be pretty. That was nice. Hopefully, everybody got something out of that, and that'll work out good. I'm going to put that up on the YouTube channel today.
Okay.
Okay. How's everything else? Good?
Yeah. Going well.